The 2015 Diaspora Day and Conference has come and gone, but the lessons and outcomes still reverberate. The Diaspora this week will bring some interviews conducted on the sidelines of the Diaspora Day, focusing on diaspora and Nigeria change agenda. Of course, do not forget our Diasporan of the week, a neurosurgeon who uses scorpion venom for the treatment of cancer. Welcome to the Diaspora. I am Gabriel Odu. The Diaspora Day and Conference focus on three thematic areas: youth and sports, education, and health. Let's begin with the interview my colleague Chimdima Ndubisi had with Steve Akimboro from the United States.
Absolutely. I left Nigeria about some 29 years ago and went to the United Kingdom. I had an opportunity to join McDonald's working at a minimum wage level, but thank God, through a lot of tenacity and a lot of the things I'd taken with me when I left, before I left Nigeria, I was able to ascend to leadership positions within McDonald's. And then I had an opportunity to travel to South Africa, where we took McDonald's back to South Africa and opened many stores over a period of 5 years before I relocated to the United States with McDonald's. And over that period of time, I've had the opportunity to, go back to school at Harvard and MIT and join Domino's Pizza. And, I was the executive vice president for Domino's Pizza until recently, before I started Harvest Global Consulting as the CEO. My area of specialization is business development, leadership training, and emotional intelligence.
Let's come to Nigeria now. Over the years, we've been celebrating diasporans remittances to Nigeria and the impact in the economy. Now, we want to go beyond remittances to look into how diasporans can contribute to the economy.
You know, given the rate that Nigeria is growing right now, and given the number of the millennials that we have within the Nigerian economy, it makes all the sense in the world that we have to focus on technology. All right. So when it comes to Wi-Fi technology, when it comes to e-commerce and some other, pieces of technology, we have to, really invest in those places. Mobile phone technology today is no longer an innovation in Nigeria, right? We have millions and millions of us in Nigeria that carry that mobile device. But Wi-Fi technology is still one of the underdeveloped areas that we need to capture, and we need to develop even more for the next generation of Nigerians. Now, when it comes to technology and innovation in our schools and universities, we just don't have enough of those that are trained coming back, to lead the next generation. So that's another opportunity for folks to understand that the future of the Nigerian economy is digitization, all right? And we definitely have to gravitate towards that and leverage that opportunity, and not just leave it for non-Nigerians to come in and take advantage of that. We have to be at the forefront of it, and we have to lead it.
So what's the role of diasporans in taking this opportunity?
Absolutely. One of the things that you would recognize over the last 2 days is that a lot of the diasporans that have IT specialization have been coming back home, and we have quite a lot of us right now that are coming back home, establishing businesses, knowing what the future holds, and setting up the infrastructure right now so that Wi-Fi technology and other related e-commerce technology are evolving. There are so many of us in diaspora that are coming back home to set that up. So we are not looking just for the government to help with the takeoff of technology and innovation in Nigeria. We are also coming back, and we're taking advantage of that. Now, understand that this is not just a standalone situation. All the different businesses right now can take advantage of digitization and as well as mobile technology as well, right? So when you think about commerce and e-commerce and folks being able to use their credit cards and make connections with other people all around the world, it doesn't matter which business you're in. Technology is the future. So we're not just talking about technology for the sake of technology, but technology that is relevant to the development of Nigeria and Nigerian businesses as well. All right, you take a look at some of the food service companies that I talked about in my presentation today. They are enabling Nigerians and taking a lot of Nigerians off the streets and putting them to work. All right, so the more Nigerians in diaspora that come back home in partnership with some of the local banks, the Bank of Industry, for one, is one that has been very proactive in collaborating with Nigerians in diaspora to set up businesses back home. And as we continue to do that, I'm pretty confident. I would hate to mention a percentage right now, but I'm pretty confident that we can have a huge impact and help take a lot of kids and a lot of our millennials, 20 to 35 years old, off the street and put them to work and give them a meaningful opportunity to add value, not just to the Nigerian economy, to Africa and to the rest of the world as well.
How can Nigeria be made attractive for investment opportunities or for investors to come in?
The present administration is creating this opportunity by setting out a very clear agenda around security, around the economy. I mean, we have not had that in a long time, and it's refreshing to know that we have a change agenda that is very specific, all right? It's anti-corruption, it's about security, and it's about the economy. That is a story that we can sell anywhere in the diaspora. That story will sell in the US, it will sell in Europe, it will sell in the Americas, and it will sell in Asia as well. So I think with that foundation and the direction that the present administration is headed, I think it provides the climate for not just Nigerians, but for other private equity investors to invest in Nigeria, partnering with Nigerians from diaspora. So, great job to our president, our vice president. Things are looking up, and a lot of us are excited, finally, to look at Nigeria as a destination for growth opportunity.
Professor Bolaji Aluko is a Nigerian in the diaspora, appointed Vice Chancellor, Otuoka University, Bayelsa State.
I was appointed as one of 3 diaspora vice chancellors in 2011 to come and head the new universities. It has been a wonderful experience, and this is, I believe, the 7th Diaspora Day. I've been involved in about 5 of them, and I'm happy that it continues, and I'm looking forward to a reinvigoration of diaspora participation in the development of Nigeria. First, the issue of diaspora remittance and the fact that Nigeria ranks about 5th or 6th behind countries like China, India, Korea, and so on. It's comforting that we in the diaspora still have family values in terms of trying to help the motherland. But much of this help has been disparate. Much of it has not been focused, When you send remittances for school fees, for the building of your home, for the maintenance of your parents, and so on, it gets dissipated. But you have a country of 170 million people who need to be fed, clothed, housed, moved, medicated, energized, educated. Require a lot of investment in each of those areas. And it requires a new focus, I believe. One is the issue of the possibility of establishing a Nigeria Diaspora Investment Fund, where people, both diaspora and non-diaspora, can contribute and can expect to have some kind of investment back. Well, there's a public and a private aspect of education. And as I've just come from a session where if really we want to have equal access to education by people who are both in the village and in the city, we need to invest in public education. There will always be people who want to set up their own schools, a private education, and that is certainly something that diaspora people can choose to come back to invest in. But I would, in education, want the government to focus a lot on public education. But in areas of health, for example, it will be extremely useful for Nigerians in diaspora who have a medical degree to come together and set up hospitals, medical centers, primary health centers in that area. Those who are in the pharmaceutical industry invest in pharmacy. Those who are in agriculture or who have the net worth to invest in agriculture, because if you hear the amount of monies spent to import sugar, rice, apples, yes, medical tourism. So there's a lot of opportunities, but you must recognize a number of things. That credit is important, legislation to protect their investment is important, security is important, and power. Those are extremely important, because one of the things militating against investment constantly is this issue of power. When you want to invest in health, and then you find yourself spending a lot of time trying to work on power, you become a power generator rather than a health educator. That causes a lot of problem. When, in fact, you may want to bring in money from abroad, which can be cheaper than money that you get here. But there must be a situation where diasporas abroad and those within the country can work together to move things forward. And that will require money from abroad and money from within the country in such a manner that they are of reasonable interest rates.
On youth and sports, we have two boxers from the United Kingdom who are ready to bring change to Nigeria through boxing. What's your name, sir?
My name is Larry Ekundayo, also known as Larry Ekundayo. I'm a professional boxer. Well, I've had 10 fights, 10 wins so far. Also, I'm the first and only person that won a prize fighter. A prize fighter is a big tournament. It's one of the biggest tournaments in professional ranking, where you have experienced 8 fighters in one night. And I managed to win the tournament in my third outing, and fighting someone that is world ranking. That's never happened in the history of boxing, winning, beating someone that's top 10 in the world, and it's 2 weights above my weight. So I also won the British Title Eliminator early this year.
Are you making plans to ensure that you engage young Nigerians like you into boxing?
That's the reason why I'm here today. As soon as we got here, as soon as we arrived on the 1st of this month, I went to train at Army Sport Camp in Mayam Barrack. Also, I went to the FCT gym yesterday to train with the boys and try to inspire them, trying to show them and trying to tell them what they can achieve if they put the hard work into, and trying to get the media and the government to trying to create awareness of the talent that we've got in this country, and that we don't make use of it. And some of the foreign lands are taking benefit from the glory that our boys are doing. So right now, I'm keen to come home and show the young stars what it takes to become a champion and a role model, and also a good ambassador.
What's your name, sir?
Olusegun Ajose, the ex-African champion, Commonwealth champion, British champion, World Title challenger, and former world #1.
Big laurel, big applause, right?
Well, I try my best.
So what gives you this strength? What gives you this courage to go on and be winning?
Well, I've been boxing for a while. I represented Nigeria many times. Won gold in the All African Games in 1999 in South Africa. Represented Nigeria in the Sydney Olympics. So, I've always loved boxing. I've always, been involved with it. And I just wanted to do well and eventually bring world world honors to Nigeria. So that has motivated me to keep going.
Right. You know, the Nigerian government are concentrating more on soccer, no boxing. How do you feel?
I think that's very wrong. Historically, Nigeria gave us the first Olympic medal, won by Nojim Maego. I think it's 1974 Olympics. I'm not very sure, but you know, and we've won more medals in boxing than any other games, any other sports. So you know, it doesn't make sense to just concentrate on football. Boxing has been doing amazingly well, so we need to get boxing back to the way it used to be, because boxing first put Nigeria in the sports world map. So let's just, you know, give it more attention, and definitely it's gonna benefit the nation.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Diaspora on the NTA.
NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Welcome back. Glad to know you are still there. Now, one diaspora Nigerian who had a standing ovation at the conference. He is a lawyer, but physically challenged. Watch this.
How many drivers in Nigeria know that this is not just a walking cane? In United States, you can lose your driver's license if I raise it on the street and you don't respect it. Try it in the street of Abuja. Accessibility issues. We want to help people, mentioned it earlier, or in the hospitality industry, we want disabled people, using the word that is no longer used, disabled people. But that's what you would understand. But we said only trucks and machines are disabled. People with disability may have some form of impairment, that's not disabled. But we want to help them live. Let's join hands and hearts and give them hope. And we can, people with visual impairments, the hard of hearing, now we are talking. Is there any sign language interpreter here telling anybody what I am saying? Probably not. Now, if a person on a wheelchair, if he was to present on this stage, is there any ramp, or is he going to be carried up? I was able to walk up the stairs with my cane, but can they use ramp? Can we help the architects in Nigeria on accessibility issues? Can we help the hotel industry to have braille marks on elevators and other places? I am ready, and I want to come home. Can I walk with you? Is there any enabling environment that will enable me to help our people? That is why I belong to ASA USA. I am a legal practitioner based in Boston, Massachusetts, but it's time to come home. Wow, amazing, amazing.
Now to our Diasporan of the Week. For a repeated time, due to popular demand, he is a neurosurgeon. He uses scorpion venom for the treatment of cancer.
You see, these are the normal cells.
Okay.
See, the cancer cells are now gone. See the cancer cells? These are all cancer cells. So it will kill, selectively kills it, unlike chemotherapy, that will kill both the non-cancer cells and the cancer cells. This kills only the cancer cells. And it is manufactured out of Cuba, from scorpion, what they call the blue scorpion.
A series of scorpion farms are now opened across Cuba. About 1 liter of venom can be produced on each farm per month, enough to produce 100,000 bottles of medicine. Research projects in the US, Israel, Iran, and China are also looking at various applications for scorpion venom, including pesticides, painkillers, and treatments for arthritis and cancer. At a recent symposium in Havana, Labiofam presented details of its latest preclinical trials on a range of new venom-based medicines. Pharmaceutical-grade drugs need much more rigorous testing than homeopathic products. Full clinical trials are due to begin shortly. Cuban scientists are researching a range of cancer treatments based on scorpion venom. The venom is said to have an anti-inflammatory effect and may even shrink tumors or inhibit their growth. Last year, the state-run pharmaceutical firm Labiofam Business Group launched a homeopathic medicine based on the scorpion venom.
Cubans, to be very fair to them, they're the world leaders in biotechnology. They're looking at biological products for management of diseases. So basically what they do, the scorpion is actually, the venom from the scorpion is extracted. And in Cuba now, that has become a big business, just like our own oil here. That is really going to be their own oil. So they've opened up scorpion farms all over and across, Cuba. So they now harvest, this venom. About 1 liter of venom harvested is enough to produce 100,000 bottles of Vitados. That is, the medicine. So, I mean, they've done this, they've perfected it, and scientifically they've also studied it. We now know that this venom selectively kills, cancer cells, and we can go into the mechanisms of action if you're so interested. And,
right, so yes, if that's the case. So, because you mentioned cancer, well, what type of cancer does the venom cure? Yeah,
good question. Vitados, actually, we've tested it in 15 different cancer cell lines. That is, in short, it cures and treats all solid cancer, except for what we call non-solid cancer. An example of a non-solid cancer is leukemia, which affects the white blood cells. But if you talk of solid, cancer, it applies for pancreatic cancer, liver, cancer, and then cancer of, other organs, including, the cervix, and then, the mammary glands. One of the things I do is to actually give, lectures to, hospitals and professional bodies like West African College of Physicians, Nigerian Society of Family Physicians, and then the rest of other places. I derive great, satisfaction in this, and we're actually seeing the results. The trend now in medicine is that in management of, diseases, nutrition must be taken into account.
Our email remains diaspora@yahoo.com or text only to +234 803311 4000. That's it for this week. Bye.